Escort carriers were the unsung heroes of the Royal Navy during World War II, protecting convoys, hunting submarines, and supporting amphibious invasions across the globe. In this video, we'll explore every British escort carrier and aircraft maintenance carrier that helped secure Allied victory from 1939 to 1945. So let's begin. Fleet aircraft carriers of the Royal Navy, World War II. HMS Argus. HMS Argus was the world's first ship designed with a full-length flight deck, making it a pioneer in naval aviation. During World War II, she served as a training carrier and transported aircraft to overseas bases. Although no longer a frontline warship, she played a vital support role throughout the conflict. HMS Ark Royal. HMS Ark Royal was one of Britain's most famous aircraft carriers and featured a modern design with an integrated flight deck. She participated in the hunt for the German battleship Bismarck and supported numerous Mediterranean operations. Ark Royal was sunk by a German U-boat in November 1941 after sustaining torpedo damage. HMS Courageous. Originally built as a battlecruiser, HMS Courageous was converted into an aircraft carrier during the interwar years. She was one of the first Royal Navy carriers to see action in World War II. Courageous was sunk by the German submarine U-29 in September 1939, becoming one of Britain's earliest major naval losses. HMS Eagle. HMS Eagle was an early Royal Navy aircraft carrier that operated extensively in the Mediterranean Sea. She launched fighter, bomber, and torpedo aircraft in support of Allied convoys and fleet operations. Eagle was torpedoed and sunk by German submarine U-73 in August 1942. HMS Furious. HMS Furious began her career as a battlecruiser before being converted into an aircraft carrier. During World War II, she carried out aircraft ferry missions and launched strikes against German targets in Norway. Furious also transported aircraft to Malta, helping reinforce Allied air defenses. HMS Glorious. HMS Glorious was another converted battlecruiser that became a fleet aircraft carrier. She participated in operations during the Norwegian campaign in 1940. Glorious was sunk by the German battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau, resulting in heavy loss of life. HMS Hermes. HMS Hermes was the world's first purpose-built aircraft carrier, completed in the 1920s. During World War II, she served in the Indian Ocean, supporting Allied naval operations. Hermes was sunk by Japanese carrier aircraft during the Indian Ocean raid in April 1942. HMS Illustrious. HMS Illustrious introduced heavily armored flight decks, greatly improving protection against enemy attacks. She served in the Mediterranean, Indian Ocean, and Pacific, surviving several intense bombing raids. Illustrious became one of the Royal Navy's most successful and resilient aircraft carriers. HMS Formidable. HMS Formidable was an Illustrious-class carrier that sought action in the Mediterranean and Pacific theaters. She survived heavy bomb damage from both German aircraft and Japanese kamikaze attacks. Formidable remained operational throughout the war and continued serving afterward. HMS Victorious. HMS Victorious played a key role in the pursuit of Bismarck by launching torpedo bombers against the battleship. She later supported Arctic convoys, Mediterranean campaigns, and Pacific operations. Victorious served with distinction throughout World War II and remained in service for many years. HMS Indomitable. HMS Indomitable featured an enlarged aircraft capacity compared to earlier carriers of her class. She fought in the Mediterranean, Indian Ocean, and Pacific, supporting amphibious assaults and fleet operations. Despite suffering bomb and kamikaze damage, she remained an effective combat carrier. HMS Implacable. HMS Implacable entered service in 1944 as one of Britain's most advanced fleet carriers. She conducted strikes against German targets before joining the British Pacific Fleet against Japan. Implacable remained in Royal Navy service into the post-war period. HMS Indefatigable. HMS Indefatigable was the sister ship of HMS Implacable and entered service late in the war. She participated in attacks against Japanese airfields and naval bases during the Pacific Campaign. The carrier survived several kamikaze attacks and continued operating until Japan surrendered. HMS Unicorn. HMS Unicorn was designed primarily as an aircraft maintenance and repair carrier but could also operate combat aircraft. She provided essential logistical support by repairing, transporting, and supplying aircraft to frontline carriers. Unicorn also participated in combat operations when required. HMS Colossus. HMS Colossus was the lead ship of a new class of light fleet carriers designed for rapid wartime construction. Commissioned in December 1944, she arrived too late to see extensive combat during World War II. After the war, Colossus served with distinction and was later sold to France. HMS Glory. HMS Glory entered Royal Navy service in 1945 near the end of World War II. Although she saw limited wartime action, she became active during post-war operations and later fought in the Korean War. Glory was part of Britain's successful Colossus-class light carriers. HMS Venerable. HMS Venerable was commissioned in 1945 as a Colossus-class light fleet carrier. She entered service too late to make a significant contribution during World War II. After the war, she served with the Dutch and later Argentine navies under different names. HMS Vengeance. HMS Vengeance joined the Royal Navy in 1945 during the final months of the war. She performed occupation duties after Japan's surrender before entering peacetime service. Vengeance was later transferred to Australia and eventually sold to Brazil. HMS Ocean. HMS Ocean was commissioned in 1945 as a light fleet carrier built for wartime needs. She arrived too late for major combat operations during World War II, but became active in post-war deployments. Ocean later gained fame as the first carrier to operate large-scale helicopter assault missions. Next, Escort Carriers. HMS Audacity. HMS Audacity was the Royal Navy's first escort carrier, converted from a captured German merchant ship. She escorted Atlantic convoys and provided vital fighter protection against enemy aircraft. Audacity was sunk by a German U-boat in December 1941 after proving the value of escort carriers. HMS Avenger escorted Arctic convoys and supported Operation Torch in North Africa. She carried both fighters and anti-submarine aircraft during convoy operations. Avenger was torpedoed and sunk by U-155 in November 1942. HMS Biter served primarily as an Atlantic convoy escort carrier. Her aircraft hunted German U-boats and protected merchant shipping from air attacks. She later supported aircraft ferry missions before being transferred to civilian service after the war. HMS Dasher operated as an escort carrier in British home waters. She was intended to support convoy escort and pilot training operations. Dasher was lost in a devastating internal explosion in March 1943. HMS Attacker supported the Allied invasions of Sicily, Italy, and southern France. Her aircraft provided fighter cover and attacked enemy ground positions. She remained an active escort carrier until the end of the war. HMS Battler escorted convoys and participated in Mediterranean amphibious operations. She flew anti-submarine patrols and fighter missions throughout the conflict. Battler continued serving until the end of World War II. HMS Chaser escorted numerous Arctic and Atlantic convoys during the war. Her aircraft protected Allied shipping from submarines and reconnaissance aircraft. She later transported aircraft between Britain and overseas bases. HMS Fencer specialized in anti-submarine warfare while escorting Atlantic convoys. She helped defend merchant vessels from German U-boats using carrier-based aircraft. Fencer successfully completed many dangerous escort missions. HMS Hunter served as an escort carrier supporting Allied naval operations. She protected convoys with anti-submarine patrols and fighter aircraft. Hunter also transported aircraft between operational theaters. HMS Pursuer participated in the invasions of Sicily, Italy, and southern France. Her aircraft attacked coastal defenses and supported Allied landings. Pursuer remained operational until the end of the war. HMS Searcher escorted Arctic convoys and conducted anti-submarine operations. She also participated in attacks against German shipping off the Norwegian coast. Searcher proved highly effective in protecting Allied supply routes. HMS Stalker supported several major amphibious assaults in the Mediterranean. Her aircraft flew combat air patrols and close air support missions. Stalker later joined operations in the Indian Ocean. HMS Striker provided air cover during Allied landings in Europe. She flew fighter and reconnaissance missions against enemy positions. Striker remained in active service until Japan surrendered. HMS Tracker escorted Atlantic convoys and hunted German submarines. She frequently operated alongside escort groups, protecting merchant ships. Tracker played an important role in securing vital supply lines. HMS Trouncer entered service during the later stages of World War II. She supported operations in the Pacific by transporting aircraft and supplies. Trouncer continued serving after the war before being returned to the United States. HMS Ameer escorted convoys and later served with the British Eastern Fleet. She provided anti-submarine patrols and air cover for Allied naval forces. Ameer contributed to operations in the Indian Ocean. HMS Arbiter mainly served as an aircraft transport and training carrier. She ferried aircraft to operational theaters across the world. Arbiter remained in service until after the war. HMS Begum operated with the British Eastern Fleet during the Pacific Campaign. Her aircraft protected convoys and supported anti-submarine patrols. She also transported replacement aircraft for frontline units. HMS Empress joined the British Pacific Fleet in the final year of the war. She launched fighter patrols and strikes against Japanese positions. Empress continued serving after Japan's surrender. HMS Khedive served in the Indian Ocean and Pacific theaters. She provided fighter cover and anti-submarine protection for Allied fleets. Khedive took part in operations against Japanese forces in 1945. HMS Nabob escorted Arctic convoys and participated in attacks against the German battleship Tirpitz. She was severely damaged by a German torpedo, but survived. Although repaired, Nabob did not return to frontline combat. HMS Patroller served as a convoy escort and aircraft transport carrier. She helped defend Allied shipping against submarines and enemy aircraft. Patroller also supported post-war repatriation duties. HMS Premier primarily transported aircraft and supplies between Allied bases. She also served as a training carrier for naval aviators. Premier remained active until the war ended. HMS Puncher served with the British Pacific Fleet during the final months of World War II. She launched fighter patrols and supported fleet operations. Puncher later returned to Canada after the war. HMS Queen escorted convoys and ferried aircraft across the Atlantic. She provided valuable logistical support for Allied operations. Queen remained in service until the conclusion of the war. HMS Rajah operated mainly as an aircraft ferry and training carrier. She delivered replacement aircraft to frontline units in Asia. Rajah also supported post-war occupation duties. HMS Ranee escorted convoys in both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Her aircraft conducted anti-submarine patrols throughout the war. Ranee successfully protected numerous Allied shipping routes. HMS Reaper was used primarily to transport aircraft across the Atlantic. She delivered hundreds of military aircraft to Europe during the war. Reaper continued transport missions until 1946. HMS Ruler served as an escort carrier supporting convoy operations. She also transported aircraft and personnel between Allied bases. Ruler completed her wartime service without major damage. HMS Slinger specialized in transporting aircraft to operational theaters. She rarely participated in direct combat operations. Slinger played an important logistical role during the final years of the war. HMS Smiter escorted convoys and ferried aircraft to frontline forces. Her aircraft protected Allied shipping from submarine attacks. Smiter later served in post-war transport duties. HMS Speaker supported Arctic convoy operations and attacks on German positions in Norway. She provided fighter cover and anti-submarine patrols. Speaker remained in service until the end of World War II. HMS Trumpeter escorted Arctic convoys and participated in operations against Tirpitz. She later joined the British Pacific Fleet for operations against Japan. Trumpeter continued serving after the war. HMS Thane was damaged by a German torpedo shortly after entering service. The damage prevented her from participating in major combat operations. She remained under repair until the war ended. HMS Campania was converted from a merchant ship into an escort carrier. She escorted Arctic convoys and carried out anti-submarine patrols. Campania survived the war and was later scrapped. HMS Nairana protected Arctic convoys with fighter aircraft and anti-submarine patrols. She became one of the most successful escort carriers operating in northern waters. Nairana served effectively until the end of the war. HMS Vindex escorted Atlantic and Arctic convoys throughout the conflict. Her aircraft destroyed several German submarines and protected vital supply routes. Vindex remained one of the Royal Navy's most successful escort carriers. Next, other escort carriers. HMS Archer was one of Britain's earliest escort carriers. She protected Atlantic convoys before being reassigned as an aircraft transport ship. Archer served throughout the war in several support roles. HMS Activity escorted convoys and supported anti-submarine operations in the North Atlantic. She also transported aircraft and personnel between Allied bases. Activity completed the war without being lost. HMS Pretoria Castle was converted from a passenger liner into an escort carrier. She primarily served as a training carrier for naval aviators. Pretoria Castle remained in service after World War II. Next, aircraft maintenance carriers. HMS Unicorn was designed to repair, maintain, and transport naval aircraft. She also operated combat aircraft when operational demands required it. Unicorn became one of the Royal Navy's most valuable support carriers. HMS Pioneer served as an aircraft repair and maintenance carrier in the Pacific. She repaired damaged aircraft close to frontline operations, reducing turnaround times. Pioneer played a vital logistical role during the final stages of the war. HMS Perseus was converted into an aircraft maintenance carrier before entering service. She repaired and transported aircraft for the British Pacific Fleet. Perseus continued supporting naval aviation during the immediate post-war years. From the icy Arctic convoys to the vast Pacific Ocean, these carriers played a crucial role in keeping Allied fleets supplied and protected throughout the war. If you enjoyed this complete overview of Britain's World War II escort carriers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know which ship you'd like to see featured next.